Do you remember what it was like to be a new driver? Terrified to mess up, anxious, extremely defensive. I mean, everyone is eager to correct you, especially older siblings. My two older brothers, Josh and Quinn, were obsessed with correcting me. Anyway, so last Thanksgiving, newly licensed me had to drive all the way to and from my cousin's house. The whole drive had went so well. I was shifting the lanes, braking gradually, and driving smoothly. As I pulled onto my street, I could feel my whole body relax. Then the garage came, my final boss. As I lined my front hood towards the opening, Josh told me to just go straight, but Quinn told me to stop. I was panicking, and everyone was bombarding me with commands. I felt like I could get in with no problem, but in reality, I was definitely going to hit the house. Then, all of a sudden, my mom told me to stop and to get out so she could park the car. Excuse me? I thought I was doing great. I thought I might have actually done something good for my family. But now, even my mom wasn't on my side. I was so confused, I was so angry that when they said these things, I just felt my stomach completely drop. Then I looked at my mom and I screamed, "Shut the blank up." I think you can fill in that blank. I know. Who the blank would ever scream that at their mother, let alone my mom, the person who was literally my superhero? Anyway, so later when I was up in my room, I was reviewing how I was such a perfect driver and that they were the mean ones and just had to be jealous of my top-tier driving ability. Because how could I ever be mean? I mean, I'm a great person. Also, I was so certain that I was never going to apologize. Like, what would I even apologize for? Then, all of a sudden, I heard this agitating, grating voice in my head. First telling me that maybe I shouldn't have yelled at her, which then turned into a, why did I yell at her? And then that voice turned into a, I'm not supposed to let my anger control me. And then the voice shouted, I'm a horrible son. So after sulking and a few too many sad Taylor Swift songs, I felt my brief identity crisis conclude. I walked downstairs because I really wanted to reach out to my mom. And guess where she was? Washing dishes by our kitchen sink. "Mom," I said, "I'm really sorry for yelling at you. I let my anger control and you were really just trying to help. You really did not deserve that." Well, those were the words I'd planned to say in my head while, in reality, I started crying and barely mumbled the words out. Anyway, I don't remember exactly how it ended, but me and my mom probably had the longest hug we've had since I hit puberty. So, I'm curious. Raise your hand if any of these statements apply to you. I have said something mean, made a rude joke, or ruined a perfectly good moment for someone else. A lot of us, right? Now, consider this question. Have you apologized for the majority of those? Why not? So many reasons, right? Well, the sad thing is, you often don't see people apologizing or taking accountability for their wrongdoings or mistakes at all. In a survey of 2,000 Americans, 46% of people had revealed that they had been hurt and were still waiting on an apology. So, why do people not apologize? Well, some people, specifically parents, hate being wrong. Some people hate being wrong so much that they will go to rather insane depths just to be correct. When someone does something mean or hurtful, they can feel so uncomfortable with themselves, with their own actions, that they feel like they don't even know who they are. People have this ideology that says, I'm a good person, I do good things. So when you do something that hurts someone else, you're first like, wait, I'm supposed to do good for others. Don't I do amazing things? And then the shame comes along. You're like, am I bad? Do they hate me? And the worst part of all is, you don't want anyone else seeing that. This repeating process is known as cognitive dissonance. Cognitive dissonance is the uncomfortable feeling we get when we do something that violates our sense of self. It's when our beliefs clash with our actions. I'm sure we've all experienced this in many different situations. Also, we are consumed with a moral high ground. The moral high ground is like a feeling of power. It's that one ground where I'm above you because you messed up. When someone apologizes for doing something wrong, they're directly giving the moral high ground or power to that other person, so that person, one you might not even care about as much as your mom, gets to decide if they want to accept your apology or reprimand you for your mistake. But actually, what I've come to realize is that sometimes it's even better to be lectured or reprimanded for doing something wrong. Because without a fear of messing up, won't you just keep doing hurtful things? When I first apologized to my mom, she had the chance to lecture me, to ground me, to maybe even take away my phone. But more importantly, when I apologized to my mom, I made an effort to repair our relationship. I admitted my mistakes so she knew I wanted to make a change. Every relationship can benefit from repair. According to Dr. Becky Kennedy, clinical psychologist and world-famous parenting guru, repair is the action of going back to a moment when your relationship experienced a disconnection, acknowledging the pain you caused, and also taking accountability for something you did wrong. While an apology is dedicated towards closing up a conversation, a repair is dedicated towards opening a conversation up. For example, when I first apologized to my mom, I opened up the conversation by explaining why I got so angry. Have you ever heard of doctors John and Julie Gottman, who run the Gottman Institute? They are the couple whisperers of our time and have ran numerous studies on couple behavior. According to one of their studies, couples have the same fight over and over again. As a matter of fact, they quoted that 69% of couples have so many perpetual arguments. So repair is a vital skill. As a matter of fact, they also describe repair as a secret weapon of healthy, emotionally connected couples. Every good repair comes from a genuine intention of increasing understanding. You want to start a conversation, not World War III. Never go with something like, "I'm sorry you feel that way," because you would be doing no one any good because you're not taking accountability for anything you did wrong or acknowledging any pain. So instead of saying, "I'm sorry you feel that way," wouldn't you rather hear, "I'm sorry I did that"? Always choose the apology that is soothing, not the one that starts a battle. Yes, it is an uncomfortable feeling to admit that you made a mistake or to admit that you did something wrong, but studies show that when people admit their errors, it actually makes them way more approachable than ones who just defend. You will never be able to communicate with someone if all you do is fight over who has the higher ground. When I apologized to my mom, I made sure to listen to her emotions and to her perspective. And because of that, she felt validated. And through that, she gave me a second chance. A second chance is an opportunity to strengthen and repair your relationship. I'm the type of person who needs a lot of second chances. But honestly, doesn't everyone need them? Thank you.